If the factory rear bumper on your 2015 through 2020 F-150 has seen better days, maybe been beat up or dented due to a crash or years of abuse, well then you should definitely consider this affordable replacement that we have on the table today. Now this option will be built to the exact same specifications as your factory bumper, completed in a black powder coat which is paintable, but will not include cutouts for any backup sensors and can be had for right around that low $300 price point. So one of the big features here with this particular bumper is that it will be a very complete, very affordable means to replacing a damaged stocker on your 15 through 20 F-150, and I say doing so rather easily. Now, why is it easy? Well, because unlike other options on the site or in the aftermarket, this bumper is essentially as turnkey as it gets. Minus the paint, of course. Now, what I'm talking about is you have your structural skeleton behind the actual bumper here, ready to go. Obviously, the painted skin on the outside that's fresh. We even have the factory style plastic traction surface on the top that looks identical to the stock bumper in every single way. And you're even getting some brand new mounting hardware for the bumper itself. Now, the only thing you're really not getting here with this particular bumper is, again, paint, which we know. You're also going to have to transfer over your license plate lights here, which is kind of a smaller thing in the grand scheme of things. And this particular bumper does not include a tow package or hitch or anything like that. Now, the bumper itself has been made from a very durable die-form steel plate here and is easily, I would say, on par with the factory bumper in regards to thickness and durability. Now, this particular option, again, as you guys can see, has been given a durable black powder coating, but obviously this could be easily scuffed, primed, and painted if you did want to go with a factory color match option for your F-150. On the flip side of things, you can also find chromed factory style bumpers here at AT as well. Not quite as affordable as this, but they are also available. So if you have a chrome package F-150 and you needed to match a other factory chrome bumper, well, you can certainly check out those options instead. Now, a couple quick points here again before we get into the install. First and foremost, I did mention earlier that this does not have a hitch installed right out of the box. However, it can be converted to handle a tow package if your truck is equipped. You would just need to remove the included skeleton on the new bumper, replace it with your old bumper and the tow package. Basically all of the factory structure that is involved with the tow package would bolt right up to this new bumper here. Secondly, guys, you'll notice this option does not have any holes pre-drilled for backup sensors. If you don't have those holes on your truck to begin with, then no big deal. But if you do have backup sensors on your F-150, you'll either have to modify this option here, or you can definitely check out some other options on the site that do include the sensor holes pre-drilled for you. Moving into price point, and this particular option is going to hover right around that low to mid $300 price point, which for a complete factory replacement minus the paint is pretty solid at the end of the day. Now, if you were to go down the street to your local Ford dealer, grab a factory Ford replacement, well, those can oftentimes cost as much as double as the option that we have here today. So again, if you're looking to keep things relatively budget friendly, this is certainly worth checking out. But now we want to shift gears and talk more about the installation. Again, pretty easy day in the garage here thanks to the turnkey nature of the kit, including all of your hardware. So therefore, the site is going to call this a solid 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, a couple of hours or so to complete from start to finish. So now we're going to throw it out to an American Trucks customer for a detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
The tools required for the job: I use gloves for safety, pinch hazard, a hammer. Optional, but it definitely makes some things easier with getting certain things back in place. I use a flathead screwdriver for the tail, or for the license plate, as well as for prying some of those plastic pins out. 21mm socket is what is actually required. You can also get by with a 7/8 like I did. This is my adapter piece. I use a torque wrench to get the mounting nuts back to 70 pounds. Standard ratchet just for being a little quicker. I use the pliers or channel locks to get some of those plastic pieces out, and then I used electrical tape. Also not required, but made things a little bit easier. Hi there, today we'll be swapping out a rear bumper on a 2015 F-150. So now we're going underneath the vehicle. We began with removing the license plate. Next we'll have to disconnect the electrical components, which for me is just the trailer hitch, as well as the license plate lights. The trailer hitch light, or trailer hookup light for me, is just pops off. And now we're nearly in the center of the vehicle, and we need to disconnect it's up there, the license plate lights, which all it is a twist and remove. Now that our electrical disconnections are done, all we need to do is remove these bolts on each side. Okay, now we're going back under to remove those bolts. They are 21mm bolts. And you'll do this on both sides, which will release the bumper, so be ready for that. Okay, I've now loosened all 4 of these nuts, 21mm. Now we're going to take them off and carefully move out of the way. Okay, before I bring that one off, I'm gonna come around the outside. I'll reposition the camera to show the new angle. Okay, now I'm gonna remove that last nut and remove the bumper. Okay, now that the bumper is off, this would be a good time to show you all the connection locations. So this is the wiring harness for the trailer hookup and license plate lights. And these license plate lights are right there and right there on either side of the license plate. And the trailer hookup is just clamped onto there. There's also these plastic Christmas tree plugs that just pop out of these little holes. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. Okay, now that the bumper's off, I'm switching out the lights with the provided ones. And it's just these kind of annoying plastic clips. So I just kind of shove the flathead into the push button and work it down. If you have stronger fingers than I do, it might go a little easier. There we go. Ooh. Then with the provided lights, they come assembled. You just take the back side off, the actual light assembly. And then we'll plug it in. I'm going to take this broken plastic off. There we go. And it should just look like that. Pretty simple plug and play. Do the same with the other side. So now that you've got those assembled, we're ready to put the bumper back on. We'll just try to keep this out of the way from getting pinched. So I'll stuff it back behind my trailer hitch and my hitch receiver for now, and we'll put them into the proper location once we get the bumper on. So now to install the new bumper using provided hardware. If you're anything like me, you'll probably be doing it by yourself, and I'm just using some electrical tape to hold it in place while I get it up and into the location. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one taped down. In the next clip you'll see me hopefully putting it on there nice and smoothly. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and grab the bumper. And I'm gonna have the nuts on hand. Provided nuts and washers on hand, ready to thread, 21 millimeters. Okay, now that it's threaded, I'll bring it back underneath and we'll get those tightened down. Okay, so now we're underneath. This is the hitch receiver and the frame that the bumper is now bolted to. Here's the loosely threaded nuts just to make sure that it stays on while I'm under here. And now I'll take my 21 millimeter socket and go ahead and turn it to tighten. And go ahead and start tightening these guys down. Okay, I'm gonna go and get the other side snug and then we'll really crank it down with a torque wrench. Okay, let's try a new angle out. So now that we got the 4 bolts snugged up, I'm gonna go and torque them down. I just set to 70 pounds. There is no specific specification, but I figure 70 is pretty good for making sure that they don't start loosen. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do it to the other side. And then we'll get back to the electrical components. Okay, next up we'll be attaching our license plate lights back on with just the manifold first. There's one small groove and a wide groove on this side. You just match those up, wide groove with the double. Make sure not to press on the center part of the plastic. It should snap in pretty easily. And now we'll go back under and get everything hooked back up. So here we are back underneath the vehicle. We've got our light. Off camera I went and electrical taped the connection just to make sure it holds pretty well. And right there is where it's going. Just like earlier, you push in and twist to lock it in place. Pretty tight space, so I can't really show what I'm doing very well. Okay, now that they're in place, you can see it's plugged in and attached, screwed on. Now all we gotta do is reattach this, which is pretty simple. Push it in place the best I could. With just my fingers, I'll just lightly tap it up into position. Alright, that's all the electrical components. All that's left is pushing those little plastic alligator clips back into place. Like this one goes into right there, if I can see it. And then follow down the line and pushing the rest into their respective locations.
Well, wrapping this one up here, guys. Again, if the factory bumper on your 15 through 20 F-150 could use a little love, well, then this affordable option here in black would be a solid choice. You can grab yours right here at AmericanTrucks.com.